Hello again, everyone. This is Mitch Natsu. As I've mentioned in my last few videos, I recently spent some time in the UK, and in this video, I would love to reflect on that experience. Of course, I had a few insights about English. However, I just want to check them into videos that I talk about English specifically. So this time, I just want to talk about some personal growth within myself. Even if you're not particularly interested in the UK, I'm in London. I think today's story ties into something like making changes in life and learning in your 30s. It could be about money, you don't know yet, but yeah, it's a bunch of things, so I hope you find it interesting. As always, if you have got any questions, comments, please let me know. I would love to hear what you have to say. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, you're more than welcome to as well. Alright, let's get right into it. First of all, have you watched my vlogs yet, guys? Especially this one, I really like it because I was being myself. I was able to put my own humor into it. Not sure if you get it or not. I think I've lost like 500 subscribers or something from that video for some reason. But I think it was very me. I could have done better, but I did my best back then. But after that, I made a video about the language school, and I've taken back like 500 or 600 subs, so it's okay. Who's laughing now? Me. Anyhow, I'm just joking. And a part of the vlog, there was a pretty big moment for me in that video. So for the first time in my life, I flew Emirates business class, and it was amazing. For some of you guys, probably taking a business class is nothing to brag about. It's normal, could be, I'm not sure, or probably it's not something like worth celebrating. The thing is, I wanted to pay for it by myself. Like, I wanted to earn it, and I wanted to use that for, my dreams. And probably I told you already, but going to the UK was my dream, like my kind of secret dream. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna manifest two dreams at the same time. And to be honest, I've always had like mixed feelings about seeing content of first or business flights. It's completely okay, it's a beautiful experience and nothing wrong with it. But seeing that sort of scene on social media, you could get a wrong type of idea, because it's only like 5 or 6 seconds of the person's life, right? I wanted to show everything about that trip. Taking that flight was part of it, and I was not sure if I wanted to include that or not, because again, just showing that part, like 5 or 6 seconds, could give you the wrong impression, like, oh, Chinatsu is, you know what I mean? But then probably in the last 10 years, my living standard hasn't really changed. Like, it's really true. Probably you guys didn't even care about it, but for me, from a creator's perspective, I was like, oh, I wanted to include that because it was such a beautiful moment, but at the same time, I was like, oh, but I shouldn't, there was that sort of dilemma there. In the end, I think it depends on how you present it, right? Anyhow, I was like, oh, why do I have to get so paranoid about it? And yeah, here I am. I've got a story to tell. So I grew up in a culture where you're almost like expected to downplay your happiness, or when you're doing great, you can't really show it. You can't really talk about it, because I would say, if anything, it was the opposite. We love talking about our struggles and financial difficulties, and we need to tell people that how difficult our life was, if that makes sense. And also, oh, we don't have money, we are poor. I think that was a not popular, but I think that was a mantra. I would say it was a very common joke, how tough life is, and it's my least favorite things, but people often mention to their kids saying like, oh, your daughter is doing really well, she's smart and she's pretty and everything, but look at my daughter, she can't study, she can't run. And so yeah, in Japanese, there is a word, fukojiman. So fukojiman was very common, and yeah, I didn't really grow up hearing adults towards talking about good things in life, because then if you do that, people would think like, oh, you're bragging about your life, right? So I would say downplaying yourself worked as like compliment to the other person. Probably it must have changed, but yeah, definitely it was like that in my culture. But at some point I realized I don't want to live in that culture, that sort of culture anymore. I understand that that sort of communication helps people probably like bond together or like works as like a technique to form a peaceful community. I'm pretty sure there must have been a reason, but I was like, you know what? I don't want it anymore because it doesn't work for me. And also I thought like, I want to be someone who can share, openly share joy and beauty of life. And this is important. I want to share that without any guilt. And also, I want to be a friend who's more than happy to celebrate their success and happiness and all that. Like if we want to celebrate each other, oh, you're happy, I'm happy, it's great because you being happy doesn't give me any trouble. You know what I mean? There is enough for everyone, right? And then hopefully I want to be in a community where people feel like find joy in celebrating each other, if that makes sense. And the other day, my old friend had a baby, and then she said, thank you for being a friend who is happy for me because when I got pregnant, I couldn't tell my co-workers because I knew that they would say congratulations, but I knew that they wouldn't be happy for me like deeply. They just say it because that's, for formality. And I was like, yeah, I understand that, but you know what, we're happy for each other and that's us. What I'm trying to say is I learned that I don't have to use like life is hard stories to connect with people, but instead I want to connect with people through like good stories and all the happy news. In this case, as I said, it's a bit embarrassing because I've never taken like such a fancy flight before, but for me it was epic, right? I don't have to feel bad about it. Like I can share that, hey, it was amazing, it was so fun, and yeah, want to do the same thing to people, but also like I want to be celebrated as well. In short, like good vibes only. I know it's a bit cringy, but I think that's what I want and it feels good. So yeah, it might sound like a small shift, but that change in my mindset, but for me it's huge. Letting go of that sort of mindset was not easy for me because that's what I grew up with, and I was with that for like more than 20 years at least. So now I'm over it. Hiding good news on purpose or looking for negative news on purpose to whining about life all the time. Like I'm not in that phase anymore. I'm not sure, but I thought this is something like I wanted to tell you guys because it was also a piece of learning material for me. Okay, now let's talk about my actual stay in the UK, shall we? Since it was a short stay, it's not something like I suddenly became familiar. Used to British English whatsoever. But there was something about my English experience that moved me. When I arrived in the UK, it reminded me so much of when I first moved to Sydney on a working holiday. Different crosswalks button. By the way, those they do not make noise in the UK. So people living in Melbourne, you gotta be careful because over there I was waiting for the sound, but I think it's only in Australia or could be in Melbourne. I'm not sure actually. Anyhow, walking through a new city, shops, people, different English and smells and everything. The sensation of like, oh, everything is new. It felt like deja vu, is that what it's called? But there was one clear difference, and it was the state of mind. Even in unfamiliar places, I didn't feel intimidated at all. I knew what I had to do, and instead of Googling, I knew that, you know what, you can ask people, you can ask for help. I think I was able to walk around with a sense of like Zen type of mind, confidence. I really liked that I had this quiet belief in myself that you can do this everything is okay. And it's all because I went through it in the past. I grew up and I was able to manage it before, so now I can do it too. And not only being confident, I also find myself being so grounded, being a grown-up and positive than I did back then. And of course, my English has improved, so it must have helped me. But it's not only that, I think I just got stronger thanks to learning English and also living overseas, everything. It's not only one, but all the parts that I sort of picked up in the last 10 years, and they all helped me in a new country. For example, in the London Tube, there are these help points on each platform. I used them a few times, and you can imagine it's so loud on the platform, and the intercom doesn't give you clear sound as well. But I understood them. I was able to understand them, and I was like, oh, this is what I always wanted. This is life skills, and this is what I wanted for such a long time. And this is something I was not able to learn in textbook, but I figured out them all by myself, in my life. And I thought I found it beautiful. And I was so proud of myself too. It all came from take action, navigate directions, go to a new place and meet new people, right? And small things in life, but big achievements. In the last decade. And recently I've been reading a book about output. It says output isn't just about speaking or writing. And there's one more, and that is action. And a lot of people believe that input is something makes you smarter or stronger, but actually taking action makes you even stronger. You need to use everything, and you need to use even something you do not know yet, if that makes sense. And I think it can be said in English learning too. I do believe in real life, output is the biggest teacher, and it proved that in my stay in the UK. And I think I can't really see it in Australia because I'm used to life here. And most of all, I think this is exactly why I love English. When I was a student, I thought English was only something can be learned in the book, but it's not true. English is kind of connected to pretty much everything in my life, and also how I think, how I act, how I interact with people, and what else, how I see the world too. And it's so much fun, and English always gives me sparkles in my life. Yeah, in short, I think language learning is just fascinating, and I love it. Thank you for watching this video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please let me know by clicking the like button, and if you've got any questions, comments, please let me know. I'm protecting my neck from the UV ray. I should have moved. Anyhow, I see you in the next video soon.